Hello and welcome to another episode of One Fall WrestleCast Live. Tom and I are here with you today, a little early on a Monday. Continued to just my schedule will just continue to forever be the excuse. A lot of fun stuff to talk about today. I don't know if anybody watched AEW, but John Moxley's just out here living his best professional wrestling life. The internet wrestling community, for whatever reason, doesn't like to yeet. We got John Cena's first heel promo. All this and so much more. Can't wait to get into it. Catch you on the other side.
Welcome to the One Fall WrestleCast.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to remind you what WWT means. Walk with Tom.
Hello, Pittsburgh.
What's up, dude?
Nothing. Just trying to make Raw work for whatever reason. It's not. There we go. All right. Play the episode. God damn it. All right. Nothing. Just like I said, trying to live this. Apparently, I started 30 seconds too soon, and it pushed me to the 5-minute promo package of Raw rather than the actual show. Because why would I actually want to watch Raw when I could watch the commercial that says Raw is coming to Netflix on January 6th, 2025, which was
it's March
24th. Yeah, I know.
4th.
Right. Why wouldn't I want to watch that?
I mean, I don't know. Is Raw on Netflix a thing?
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah.
It has been for almost 3 months now.
Oh,
I like it. I like it when I don't try to start it live. But apparently when you start it live, that's what happens. And apparently I do have the 4K commercial-free one because I was told I was told today. She was like, no. I pay for the high-end Netflix. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I wondered why I could fast forward through commercials sometimes.
Yeah, I love the old catching it on the replay, especially this week with it being at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because they're across the pond.
They sure are across the pond. They've been having some banger house shows too across the pond. If you've been watching some clips.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep up a little bit. It's been a little bit of a hectic week, and I appreciate everybody rocking with us on a Monday.
Gunther slapped the hell out of CM Punk. Punk just laughed, tapped out.
Yeah. That'll be a fun go if we ever get it on TV.
Yeah, I don't know how long CM Punk's got, how much more CM Punk has in the tank, but we'll see. Apparently, also I saw early, just as we were as the thing was playing, I saw on the Twix machine that on the Twitter that Ray Fenix is officially signed to WWE per Fightful, allegedly.
SRS dropping news, huh?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Alrighty then.
Ray Fenix, apparently it's a family thing. And hey, Penta's going out to fight Braun Breaker tonight. Don't fight him.
Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling that Penta's not going to win.
I have a feeling that hopefully Ray Fenix shows up and that's the excuse for this. That'd be cool, right?
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't want to know because I'm going to watch it when I get back from this random ass 10 o'clock meeting that I have tonight. But, that's the hospitality biz, my friend. So
yeah. Nobody's got time before the restaurant closes. People got to be asleep before anybody's going to talk to you professionally.
That's where I'm at with this evening's festivities. So, got to keep it right, got to keep it tight. Much like the AEW World Championship death match
Oh,
Wednesday Dynamite. I did not watch Dynamite this week.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched this match because
Yeah,
I
just
heard.
didn't really fit into my schedule or my time frame this week. It's been quite hectic since the change. But I did see all of the shenanigans.
So much shenanigans.
And I'm really, really looking forward to your synopsis.
So it seems to me as though going into this that they realized that they laid a turd at the end of a pay-per-view. And they were like, all right, we get a do-over. We get a mulligan here. We're going to do this over. And to be fair to AEW, WWE, when they were WWF, would do this shit too. There were times where like, we fucked up at the pay-per-view. Let's fix it on Raw. That happened a couple times in the Attitude Era. So this seemed to be that. They went out there and had a death match. It was a street fight, and it did start in the street, as a street fight ought to. It did start in the street. And then it got gross. The spot with Spike, with being, they teased it for the match itself. Maybe lasted 15 minutes. They teased it for the entirety of the match until it happened. Mox took a horrific just suplex on top of it, and it was lodged in his back in a way that was disgusting. They then fiddled around with it for the next 30 seconds, which turned my stomach inside out. Long story short, Mox still retains despite doing that, making his back holy. And FTR was mad at, was it Cash or Dax? Cash was mad at Dax.
Bang, 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 gang.
Yeah, the other Bang Bang Gang, the legit Bang Bang Gang. Cash was mad at Dax, who was trying to help Cope up. I almost slipped. I almost called him that retired guy's name.
Yeah, don't want to do that.
No, he was helping Cope up. So it sounds like there's a little something there. This seems to be the end, because Swerve was watching and Prince Nana was there, and there was a whole, like, everybody that's involved in the whole world title picture had a little role to play and a little face time to give. None of it really made a whole lot of sense. It was really just, hey, this guy's in play and this guy's in play, and Excalibur didn't shut up the whole time. One thing I will give AEW credit for, though, is that when a Dynamite like this happens after what was a turd of a, because I had no interest in Dynamite this week, after I watched their turd pay-per-view over the week, like last week. No interest in Dynamite this week. But after seeing this what had happened on Dynamite, I'm like, all right, I will find that. So kudos to them for having it on Max. I just quickly fast forwarded to where I wanted to be. Although I did also end up seeing AR Fox versus Will Ospreay. Why? Somebody in the comments tell me who fucking cares? Why anybody care? Why do we continue to see AR Fox out there once a month like he's some sort of a big deal when he just shows up to get beat? What? Does he know where a body is hidden?
I believe that the pro wrestling terminology for that is a jobber.
Right, but he only jobs once a month. Like, he's only there once a month.
Well, maybe that's in his contract to only job once a month.
Okay, well, he only works once a month. That must be fantastic. Hey, go lose to this guy, and, commentary will put you over. Excalibur fucking loves AR Fox. I don't know why. Excalibur loves everyone. Oh, AR Fox! Like, what? Okay. And truthfully, AR Fox should have stood less of a chance against Will Ospreay than AR Fox should have stood less of a chance against Will Ospreay than the
fight that he gave.
Than the fight that he gave.
See, and the thing about that is, though, too, like, I feel like that's happening more and more, not just in AEW. I see it in WWE too, where like the underneath guy is the underneath guy, but they're going out and getting a match. I mean, look at Akira Tozawa and Gunther a couple of weeks ago on Raw.
But then again, they squashed that. Jey Uso squashed Austin Theory last week.
Well, it's the first time we've seen one of those in a while.
It is.
And I think from my standpoint, from like the fan standpoint, I don't necessarily think that I need to see a squash match in 2025.
I don't think I need to see AR Fox versus Will Ospreay though.
Yeah, but you got to watch Will Ospreay.
I mean, I guess the fans got to watch Will Ospreay. I really didn't watch it. It was one of those things that I saw. It was one of those things that I saw as it was happening, as I'm fast forwarding. I'm like, what the fuck? I watched like 30 seconds of it. John Cena's cutting another promo. Look at this.
Oh. Yeah, I saw already on the old Book of Faces, but I did not.
It's about the same one. I owe you nothing. That kind of shit. He's just playing the hits, the new hit.
Yeah, I mean for sure. But so speaking of John Cena, we got our first heel promo last week, right?
Sure we did.
I gotta be honest, that was a W for me.
I was gonna say I didn't know where you were gonna go with it. I loved it.
It was a W for me.
I thought he came out and I was like, man, how is he gonna sell this? Because I've seen The Rock not sell his shit, a couple times and just ramble until he gets to his point. John Cena was on point.
Yeah.
Say what you will about John Cena. The man could come out and cut a promo, get to the point, make it make sense. The one criticism I saw online that I sort of agree with is Cody the best competitor to do this kind of promo, cut this kind of promo against this I owe you the fans nothing kind of promo? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so because I mean Cody is WWE's new Captain America. I mean, he is the face. He's the guy.
We know that now.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's the guy that Cena used to be, and I don't see anything wrong with Cody being the guy that is in this position with John Cena. I really, really enjoyed the tone of the messaging from Mr. Cena last Monday. Oh, John Cena's going to turn heel. Well, what do we get? Oh, John Cena's going to do. Oh, well, what do we get? And he's like, nothing. You get nothing. You get no new music.
Yeah.
It's that's my voice. Those are my words. That's my song. You get nothing. Oh, we're going to put him in some new clothes? Oh, well, what do you get? Nothing. You get nothing. This is the way that I dress. You dress like me. I don't dress like you. You get nothing. Very powerful.
Yeah. That part particularly I thought that hit me and I went, ooh. So yeah, I really think all things, I think John Cena sold this it's absolutely fantastically. Like you saw exactly why John Cena is who he is.
Yep.
Why he's the GOAT, why he's the greatest of all time, why he'll go down as like, the Hulk Hogan of the 2010s or whatever, and just be, literally one of the best to ever do it, because he just went out there and did something that The Rock couldn't do, did something that a lot of people have not been able to do. Just went out there after a shock heel turn, cut a heel promo that cut everybody to the core and left the fans like, oh shit.
Well, what do we get?
What do we get? Exactly. Great. It was fucking fantastic. Like, I mean, I didn't know what I wanted him to do or what he was gonna do, but when he left, I was like, yes, could not have been better than that. That's what I needed. That's what we all needed.
100%. I think that was it was a great little segment. I thought it was a great promo. He ended it with the exclamation mark and made that poor little bastard internet famous. the little boy.
Yeah, I love that too. The
I'm
little kid with the
ending
John
my
Cena shirt and the
toxic
hat on.
relationship with you. I'm in a toxic, abusive relationship.
Yeah, it was so good. I mean, everything he did was just I thought it was great. It was to the point. It was everything he said. He said all the words that needed to be said. He didn't say words that didn't need to be said. I thought it was curious. Not really, but I thought it was interesting that once Cody showed up, he just stopped talking and let Cody talk.
I kind of liked it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I appreciated that there wasn't a back and forth.
And another thing too that I think that has gone unmentioned, or I maybe even dare I say unnoticed, is how Cena had that crowd in the palm of his hand from the time that we heard the right. The crowd was in the palm of his hand.
Crowd popped for that too. They cheered when the song hit. They cheered.
Yep, they came to their feet and then instantly, John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks. It was awesome. It was awesome. And I think another underrated thing on this first heel promo that we got from Cena is the fact that it was done in front of a very wild international crowd. And it was the perfect birthplace for heel John Cena.
And did you see how he handled the what chants? He just changed the cadence of how he was speaking so that they couldn't what him. It was special. It was somebody that understands how to cut a promo in the middle of the ring in front of an arena of people. He has a skill that literally only a handful of people have.
And then they wouldn't let him talk, and then he dropped the microphone. He went to leave, and then they started booing even more. They stopped chanting and started booing. And then he picked up the microphone, and then they started chanting, and then he dropped it, and they started booing. He had them from the moment that he walked through the curtain until he walked back through the curtain. He had them eating out of the palm of his hand.
And he didn't step on Cody in the process, which I thought was something that, like, not that Cody's like easily stepped on or anything like that, but in the interest of building the match to something that is, WrestleMania main event, could this be, record breaking? Like, John Cena could very well win and be a 17-time world champion, breaking Ric Flair's record. And, we would all believe it. Our jaws would hit the ground. What does it have? This is what pro wrestling is supposed to be. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah. They're doing it.
I think that this heel run going into WrestleMania, at least into WrestleMania, is going to be something extremely special. What they do with John Cena and this heel run from the end of April to the end of the year has yet to be seen. Mm-hmm. I think that there's a lot of folks that believe that he will win number 17 at WrestleMania, and he will lose it at the end of the year in Boston at the final show of the year in front of his hometown. And I think that would be okay too to somebody like CM Punk or,
Roman Reigns.
I don't know if it's going to be Roman, but
I don't know if it's going to be Roman. What if it's Seth? What if it could be anybody?
Yeah.
It couldn't be anybody. It could be Cody. Cody could win it back. Cody could be a 2-time champ.
Yeah. And I think that there's a lot to be addressed, and there's still a lot of smoothing out that is going to have to happen on this bumpy road to WrestleMania. And I'm really, really here for this John Cena heel turn. And I read today that, he cut another scathing promo here on Raw, and can't wait to watch it later on and see where we're at with it. But outside of that, I'm here for it, bro.
It kicks off the show, so it's the first thing you get to watch.
Okay, great. Yeah. Great. So, so I think John Cena, like, that's a That's the thing, man, and I'm here for it, you know. So let's buckle up and let's just enjoy the ride.
I've never been as big of a hater of a John Cena hater, so it's like for me, it's like kind of a like, oh, this is nice, but I
Oh, well, what do
understand.
we get?
But what do we get? But yeah, for that, it's like I like what I'm getting right now, but that's I might be in the minority on that.
But when he says, I'm not a baby face, I'm not a heel, I'm just a human being. Well, what do we get?
But what do we get?
I'm excited for whatever we're going to get. I do know that there, Mr. Cena. And you just keep on keeping on and let's make this heel run something special to end your career. And I think that
It's already special. It
Yeah.
already feels special.
Yeah. So I just came across this right before we hit go. Endeavor goes private in $25 billion deal with Silver Lake. So it says it's official. Endeavor is now private again. The sports and entertainment giant just completed a massive $25 billion take private deal with Silver Lake, buying up all the remaining shares they didn't already own in what's being called the largest ever private equity sponsor public to private investment in the media and entertainment sector. Endeavor has been pulled off the New York Stock Exchange and is shifting gears under a brand new structure. It goes on to say shareholders scored $27.50 per share in cash, a 55% premium over the 1772 price before Endeavor first announced it was exploring strategic alternatives in October of 2023. With the transaction finalized, Endeavor is no longer trading publicly, and its Class A stock is done on Wall Street. The bigger headline, the launch of the WWE Group, the new name of Endeavor's powerhouse portfolio of representation and IP-driven businesses.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
The lineup includes WWE, one of the most legendary talent agencies on the planet, 160 over 90.
Talent agency?
Yeah, talent agency.
Holy shit. Okay, go on.
160 over 90, the global marketing agency that brings brands and culture together. IMG Licensing, a brand licensing juggernaut. Pantheon Media Group, the Emmy-winning production force behind true crime, live events, sports, and more. Egon Durbin, co-CEO of Silver Lakes, praised the longtime partnership with Endeavor's leadership, saying, "This remarkable moment and the even more exciting future it launches is thanks first and foremost to Ari Emanuel and Patrick Whitesell. Silver Lake has never sold a share, and now, with this latest investment, it's the single largest position in our global portfolio."
That's kind of actually really impressive and interesting considering the current volatility, we'll say, in the market. Now, not that WWE or Endeavor was part of this volatility at all, but just based on what is driving it, because they're not really importing anything that would be tariffed in any way, shape, or form. But they were still at that point, under the whim of the market, so to speak. And since the market has been rather fickle lately, using some wrestling terminology, fickle. This going right back to private at this moment in time, I think is really sort of telling, but also kind of one of those things where it's like, it does wrestling actually need to be public? Maybe it shouldn't be. And I think maybe time will tell, obviously, to see what happens between now and whenever. But I think this sort of shields them from whatever international turmoil may happen, whether, and the ebbs and flows of the market. And it also sort of it empowers them in a sense. But also, now they've got sort of new corporate overlords. So
Yeah. This article goes on to say WME Group isn't the only piece in play. Endeavor still owns controlling stake in TKO Group Holdings, New York Stock Exchange TKO, which includes UFC, WWE, and PBR, with more than 500 live events annually across 210 countries. TKO remains a major force in global sports entertainment.
But the Endeavor part is private.
Yes.
Which makes it the pillar of that group.
Yes.
It also makes it untouchable.
Yes.
Which is, man, on paper, does that not look like the best case scenario? If you're a WWE exec, is that not the best case? Is that not the best situation you could possibly be in, at least from the information that we have at this exact moment?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure that you and I are on the same page. I know you actually probably have more knowledge and information as far as like investments and being owners and private and public and all that shit than I do. So yeah, that's a big deal. That's a real big deal.
I do believe that is a big deal. And then still having the ability to have one of your properties, your three largest properties, honestly, still being able to be publicly traded, I think it's a big deal, while still having the ability to kind of bankroll yourself if something happens.
Right. And on top of that, like, let's, at the moment, it doesn't appear like the WWE train seems to be on a ever-growing path. They can raise ticket price. It seems like they can raise ticket prices all they want, and they're still selling out pretty much fucking everything. Which seems to buck the trend of literally everything else.
Yes.
Lots of people are not buying tickets to things, and ticket sales are.
I mean, they're certainly not buying tickets to AEW.
No. Well, they have decided to they've gone to more intimate venues, and they are selling those.
I think it's the best decision AEW's ever made.
It really is. I mean, in the long, it's for their
down even further.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they really need, especially if they're going to do shit like they did on Wednesday. Like, just give me those $20 tickets. Kids are just $5. Monster
Sunday.
Exactly. Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, don't get me wrong. I am not trying to say that there's any. I have enjoyed myself many a Monster Jam. Okay, especially as a kid, that shit was fucking awesome. Okay, when you see a giant ass truck smashing some shit in the Civic Arena, that shit was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool when it was at the Mellon Arena in fucking Wheeling. That shit is cool. So if they're going to do that kind of shit, and it's going to be Sunday. Kids' tickets are just $5. I'm fucking in. Let's go.
Sunday.
But, like, make it a thing. Like, let's roll.
Yeah.
That's really what they ought to have done is instead of going to smaller places, just make the tickets cheap as shit. Like, let's go, people, and just like
but I think that becomes a debt to income ratio type thing, and P&L's got to balance out, and your cost of goods has to be in line in order to keep your P&L in line, and part of your cost of goods.
You got to sell enough $30 T-shirts to make that worthwhile.
Yeah, and then part of your cost of goods is your arena rental and all of that stuff and everything that entails in that, paying security and all that shit. Yeah. Like that's all worked into those rental agreements. And when you get into larger arenas like that, those rental agreements, I'm sure get quite cashy, if you will. Yeah. And
you got to have people there to crack the beers and to sell you the T-shirts too. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that's definitely been a good move. And you said something really interesting that in there, and you were talking about how WWE just continues to just print money hand over fist, and that they just continue to sell out and continue to be just a global powerhouse. Some folks on the internet, though, would have you question that. And this one here in particular really grabbed my attention this week. And it says, the honeymoon with Triple H is over. But are the critics right? It says, they are saying that Triple H only lives off the ideas that Vince had. But I ask, what about Dominic and Judgment Day? That was Triple H. That wasn't Vince. In fact, when Triple H took over the roster, they were considering sending Dom to NXT to train. In fact, pretty much anything with Rhea Ripley and Dominic is largely a Triple H idea.
That was great.
Seems like a really strange piece of business to hang your hat of your entire opinion on, but I digress. Goes on to say, I will grant that Triple H's creative has been a mixed bag, but that's because people got hopped up on the idea that Triple H would be perfect at creative. They seem to forget that what it was like before Triple H, the chaos week to week, with almost all stories forgotten in just a few weeks, other than Roman Reigns and the Bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
The Bloodline angle, of course, was at its absolute best under Triple H's first year. Fact is, while WWE could use some better stories, they at least have something now that they didn't have before. Consistency, coherency, and general making of sense.
Yeah.
The key thing I think Triple H should change is allowing more matches on PLEs and having less crap in between those PLE matches. Seriously, you could fit a match in some of those promotional videos.
So, one, yes, I agree with all of that. Two, the more matches and the I feel like all of that is sort of you're a victim of your own success. I feel like, right, with all the stuff you have to pump into there, then because you've got all these sponsors and you sign all these deals and you sign all this stuff and you got to get that Slim Jim shit in there. You got to get that Cricket Wireless shit in there. You got to get all that in there, right? Because you've signed all these deals now. You've taken all this money, and yeah, it's consistent. It is coherent. It is, it ebbs and flows. Wrestling ebbs and flows. Like, as a lifelong wrestling fan, I can tell you that wrestling itself ebbs and flows. I think what Triple H has done and what he deserves more credit for than he is being given via the internet is he has taken where, like, in a sign graph, right? There's a median. There's a line where it's like, it's generally here, right? Things are generally fine, but we go up and down, right? Well, he has taken that bar and he has raised it. So now when we're here, our lowest point now was probably one of the best points in like that 2018, 2019 era where it shit sucked. Like,
yeah, I mean, Raw was a fucking disaster to try to sit through. And we would come in here week after week after week, and it's like, I watched 26 minutes of a 3 hour and 15-minute show.
Yeah. It's like, I almost wish I had my VCR hooked up so I could fast forward. Like,
hey, for those of you that maybe are outside of our normal demographic that are here hanging out with us, first of all, I'd like to take the opportunity to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Maybe even consider subscribing. But for those of you that are not aware, a VCR is a video cassette recorder. And we used to have these things that were called tapes. And you would put the tape in the VCR and you would hit the record button. And it would like burn the thing onto the tape reel for you to go back and watch later. That was
you didn't want to watch something, you would fast forward through it, and then you would hit play, and it worked okay. It would go, the tape would just move real fast, and would go, and sometimes shit fucked up, and everything lit on fire because those tapes are super flammable. And it was not ideal, but it was what we had.
That's it.
If we didn't abuse the shit out of it.
It was DVR before DVR was DVR.
Exactly.
And as always, be kind. Always rewind.
I think I still owe Blockbuster like $8.
I mean, You're probably the reason the Blockbuster
It's my
went
fault.
belly up with your $8.
You're right. I did. Well, so what had happened was I had to bring them back a DVD, but my store closed between my renting the DVD and my DVD needing to go back, and I never brought it back.
Well, sounds to me like you got a DVD for free.
Sure did. Well, I mean, I paid whatever $4 to rent it.
$5.99, I think, is what a
Yeah,
rental
$5.99.
is.
To be fair, that was probably about what the cost.
You know, you young whippersnappers, back in the day before we had Netflix and chill, we had Blockbuster and popcorn. You had to get in your car and drive down to the Blockbuster. You had to walk through the door. How we doing? Huh? Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And then you'd have to go rummage through all of the movies like you're at a thrift shop.
And then rent Gladiator for the 100th time.
Yeah, because it's the only thing in stock because they have 643 copies of it. When you want to see The Nanny featuring Hulk Hogan, and they only had one copy, and Tom rented it and never brought it back.
Actually, Spinal Tap is what I have. I have the Blockbuster version of Spinal Tap. Truthfully, a much better film than The Nanny, if we're being honest.
I mean, we all know that Hulk Hogan's greatest cinematic feature was Suburban Commando.
Absolutely. What's that smell? Dookie!
And he turns into that fucking like weird lizard alien creature at the end.
Yeah, it was so good. Man, that's a great
movie.
film.
Terrible movie.
It is so fucking bad. But it's so bad. Like, you can't stop laughing how bad this movie
I mean, nothing is worse than No Holds Barred.
I mean, that's bad, and that's a different level of bad, though. That's
Although
like,
I did like the boat show. What was that? Thunder in Paradise?
yes, that one was fun.
Yeah, I did like that.
Anything with like Hulk Hogan and beaches is kind of cool. I went back recently, it's on YouTube, and rewatched the WCW couple of episodes of Baywatch.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic shit.
Yeah, Vader and Ric Flair and
Randy Savage is in it for a little.
Randy
He's like,
Savage.
"Hey, Hogan.
And then Kevin Sullivan. Kevin Sullivan's in there.
Sullivan's there. R.I.P.
He's the only one that's got his makeup on.
Yeah.
The only one that's got the gimmick on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know,
Vader smashes a basketball and like a bunch of weird dust comes out of it.
I mean, there's no better pro wrestling television appearance than Big Van Vader appearing on Boy Meets World.
That one's great too. He is Ethan Suplee. He's his dad in that. That to me, it was like as a fan of wrestling at that point in time, and as a fan, like I was already kind of like a fan, and he was in some Kevin Smith movies prior to that, or at least in one prior to that happening. And it was just like one of those things where it was like all of the things that I like managed to stack together in a single episode. And it's like sometimes stars align and that shit happens. And that was like,
you like my watermark?
I do. I love it.
Do you think they'll cancel us?
Hopefully they pay us instead. That'd be better. Hey, you boys want $10,000 to put that up there?
Yeah, but then the internet will accuse us of being shills. You fucking WWE marks. You fucking drones. You wouldn't know real pro wrestling if it smacked you in the mouth.
I feel like it has. Real pro wrestling smacked me in the mouth.
Yeah, the real pro wrestling with the flippy doos and the fucking and the spiky bats and the nobody tells nobody knows. That's real pro wrestling.
Hey, I was there for Will Ospreay versus Ricochet, and I cheered my ass off. All right,
absolutely, it was great.
Great. That's why I bought a ticket, and they put it on first. And
Yep.
I was like, fuck yeah, you put it on first. I'm going to watch
That's right.
it.
That's absolutely right. Oh, my goodness. Excuse me. I just a little sweepy boy. Yes, boy.
Yes, boys. I love these. I fucking love those
What's the
guys.
chances they win the tag team titles on Friday?
I hope very high.
I don't
Because
think so.
although I love what the Street Profits are doing.
Yeah, well, let's just fucking hop potato the tag titles for a couple of weeks, like a
fine
month
with
or
that,
so,
too.
going into Mania and have a big fucking just fatal 4-way Hell in the Cell fucking War Games Super Death Match Shark
TLC.
Cage thing.
Fucking let's go TLC.
Yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Let's just let's do it right. You
Yes,
know,
boy.
because Los Garza, the Street Profits, DIY, and fucking Jesus criminy.
Pretty deadly.
Why?
Yes,
Why
yes,
could I
because
not?
We've been yes, boy.
You know what? Like, why could I not pull that together? But
Pretty deadly. That's what I'm here for. I got
they
you
are. Those 4 teams are carrying the WWE Tag Team division.
They are fucking carrying Fridays, as far as I'm concerned. I tune in on Friday to be like, what are those guys gonna do? What's going on?
Oh, Better City Machine Guns too. Let's not forget about them.
Reach a fist. The
You're the
Detroit
only
Bang
person-
Bang Gang.
You are the only human
That's fine.
that exists on the internet that likes their new entrance music.
That's fine. I love it. I fucking love it.
You're such a fucking mark.
I don't care. I fucking love it. I am so goddamn old right now that like I work out 4 days a week just to maintain this. This is shit. I get winded sometimes if I go up 3 flights of stairs. And I've just had a meal.
I got winded tying my fucking shoes today. What are you talking about?
Dude, let's
Buddy.
not talk about time. I slip my feet into shoes, all right? I'm not a
bless.
tire of shoes.
Well, unfortunately, these Air Jordan 13s that I picked today just don't have the slip-on option. You know what I mean?
I know. It's why I have shoes that are like that, and it has to be a real fucking special day for me to decide to tie them motherfuckers because it's a struggle. And once they're on, they ain't coming off.
These are predominantly suede. You know what I'm saying? Like this nice furry fuzzy suede, and you know, it was kind of a shitty day, but it wasn't raining. And I said, "Oh man, I haven't worn these in a while, and I just want to wear my new Kobe Bean Bryant Slam Magazine anniversary T-shirt."
R.I.P. to the goat.
And Cubs wearing yellow. These are yellow. We're just gonna go ahead and put these on.
So, side quest. I did. So I purchased Assassin's Creed Shadows. Shout out to friend of the show Derek Wright, who I hope is also balls deep in Assassin's Creed Shadows right now. For Yasuke, who is the African samurai.
Did you just say that you hope Derek is balls deep in some African samurai guy?
Well, I hope he's balls deep in the game.
Wow.
I mean, you know what? If he is balls deep in a samurai, good for him.
Wow.
Anyway, so
Hey, listen, whatever you guys do in the privacy of your own homes, okay, is none of my business. And it's certainly not meant for our PG audience here at One Fall WrestleCast. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
I was just going to say that I definitely found the samurai outfit that is Lakers colors.
Oh.
And I've totally been rocking it. And it's awesome. It's so fucking awesome. It's my favorite thing that I've found in Assassin's Creed in like a long ass time. And they put Lakers colors on a big black samurai. And it's great. It's fucking great. It's literally the best, and you know what it does actually is that like so when their attacks glow red, like they're supposed to be unblockable, but when you're wearing the Lakers colors, you can parry that attack, and then you can stab a motherfucker in the face.
I like stabbing motherfuckers in the
face. It is it's like it's so good. God, it's so good. It's my favorite thing. When I found it, I laughed for like 20 minutes. I'm just sitting here giggling my ass off, stabbing people. Like, there's something wrong with me, but it's fantastic.
You know, I'm glad that you mentioned your favorite things because let's talk about your favorite human, and that's Uncle Dave.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we got the pseudo announcement that we had been waiting for since the Royal Rumble
On Friday.
on Friday that Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth frickin' Rollins.
Seth fucking Rollins.
Well, they took they took the frickin' off of his name on WWE.com. He's just now Seth Rollins.
They
got rid of all of
Big Bronson Reed.
Yeah, they got rid of all of those gimmicks. Man, I can't believe I'm about to say this because I've just shat on this man.
You want to read the quote first before you?
I don't have the quote.
Oh, hold on. I can find the quote.
I have the synopsis of the quote, but I really cannot wait for Bronson Reed to make his return.
Oh, him. Yeah. Oh, that's what you can't. Oh boy. Yeah. God, I fucking love Bronson Reed.
He got me, you know. I apologize for all of the negativity that I had forecasted in the direction of one Bronson Reed, aka Jonah.
I told you, motherfucker is just the best.
And I hope that upon his return from his shattered feetsies, not feces, feetsies. You know,
man, dude's still in a boot. Last we heard, he's missing Mania. He's missing a lot.
I do, however, need to purchase a one big SOB T-shirt.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make that a thing.
Oh man, how did we not? How have I not thought of that yet? Oh my god, I'm sorry, I haven't purchased you one big SOB T-shirt. I truly am. Anyway, so what did? Here we go. All right.
We have Uncle Dave's quote. Uncle Dave's fucking word vomit quote.
I find it. It was here. It's just a fucking. It's just not it.
Dave Meltzer sucks.
Anyway, okay, so I don't have it up. I'm sorry.
Right.
What Dave had said. What had happened was Dave had said was, why would these three be wrestling? It makes no sense. They have no history together.
Yeah, none at all.
None at all.
None at all. Not a single granular grain of history.
Well, excuse the fuck out of me.
It's not like CM Punk was approached with the idea to have protectors of the WWE Championship way back when.
Uh-huh.
It's not like CM Punk had say in who. Oh, they have the Chelsea Green Cactus Jack T-shirt up for sale, which is also. I'm so sorry, I got sidetracked. But
side quest.
We know sometimes the side quests are the best quests. You know what I mean? It's not like CM Punk wanted Chris Hero to be in the Roman Reigns spot in the Shield.
No.
It's not like the Shield was a thing and that they terrorized CM Punk and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Paul Heyman was not associated with CM Punk and now is associated with Roman Reigns, which is another little wrinkle. Oh, look at this cute. Oh, it's a youth shirt though. It just doesn't. I would totally rock this.
Get it for the boy. Let the boy rock that.
Cartoon Penta. There has to be an adult version of this.
Right? I kind of want that now too, actually, now that you're looking at it.
Oh my God. They do, however, have a basketball jersey-esque tank top that is Penta's ring gear.
Men's Black Penta cartoon shirt. What the fuck? Where the hell is this? AliExpress. All right, it's on AliExpress.
I'll dig deeper. There it is. Boom. But he had an olive one on the other day that I was like, yes.
I feel like Penta's one of those guys that's going to wear T-shirts that you're going to be like, fuck, I want that. And then you can't get it.
No, I'm talking about this one right here.
Oh, shit.
Purchased. So, what an asinine comment from Dave Meltzer.
I feel like Dave forgets about anything that happened prior to 20.
It's because Dave doesn't watch wrestling anymore, bro.
Dave got hit in the head at some point around 2020, and he forgot about everything that happened between like 2000 and let's say like 2010 and 20. Like he forgot like 10 years of wrestling.
Well, it's because he spends too much time with Uncle Tony in the Sugar Shack these days.
What do you mean there was wrestling between 2010 and 2022? Didn't we just fast forward from 2010 to 2020? When did AEW start? AEW started in 2019. Why do we
just watch wrestling all the time? I don't
watch wrestling.
got time for that. You know what I mean? I just
AEW formed and everything that happened.
All these things going on. I just don't know what you want me to do. Like
classic wrestling, and there was AEW, and we don't know what's going on between them.
Well, everything else doesn't matter. I mean, maybe we can fit some New Japan in there too. I don't know, but classic wrestling, not even classic WWF wrestling. You know what I mean? It's just like I'd much rather sit down and watch like classic fucking TNA, you know, like
did it happen in the Tokyo Dome? Maybe it happened in Tokyo Dome. Who knows?
You know, I mean, listen, if this match would have happened in the Tokyo Dome, it would have been 14 stars. But it happened in the Thunderdome, so it's fucking -6.
Yeah, so Dave is oh shit, what's going on? Did my TV break? No. Okay.
Tom's TV sucks. Tom's TV sucks.
El Grande American Made. Oh boy. All right. Let's see what's going on. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. Anyway, Dave is off his fucking rocker. Like, are we like? Is this not like? How is he still the dirt sheets at this point? And also, how are all of the like YouTube channels that are like wrestling channels, like how is he their main source of like information? Because it's like, oh well, we subscribe to the Wrestling Observer, so like we don't need insiders. We're just fucking like we'll report on the news, and the news is, oh well, Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Live. Fucking like. You guys don't have a brain. You guys don't watch wrestling. Like nobody watches wrestling anymore. Anybody that comments on wrestling just doesn't fucking watch wrestling, and that really hurts. It hurts me. And like Dave was the catalyst of all of this because Dave doesn't watch wrestling, but he just comments on wrestling because people talk to him about wrestling, but he doesn't watch it. And Brian doesn't watch it, and fucking nobody watches wrestling. Like I'm assuming some of Brian's cronies watch wrestling so that they can like throw shit at Brian so that he can make like witty quips about it. But like it's the dirt sheets have become, because Triple H has like murdered all of, like Triple H has fucking assassinated and this is another thing Triple H does not get credit for. He has assassinated all of the dirt sheet, like the rats, all of the internal rats. He's killed the rats. He's the fucking mafioso boss of WWE now. Like he has killed all the rats. So that nobody's feeding shit to the dirt sheets anymore. So the dirt sheets now rely on Dave Meltzer and his speculations but they still don't watch wrestling. And that's a problem. I realize there's a lot of wrestling to watch, but like it's a problem if your job is to watch and commentate on wrestling, but you don't watch wrestling and you're not a fan of wrestling. But like now this is your job. And like, I feel like this is like sort of a micro cause, like a micro scenario of like the rest of the world. Uh-oh. I don't know what you're showing me. Purchased. Oh, good. But like, you know, yeah, Dave, it's time for Dave to hang it up. It's time for a lot of people to hang it up, truthfully. It's time for the dirt sheets to hang it up. And
what are you talking about, Tom? Like totally, like if Penta was in the Tokyo Dome, like back in 2014, in the Aztec Dome, the temple, with Lucha Underground and stuff, and with the Phoenix of the Rey, with Rey Mysterio, putting down like 14-star bangers, and you just totally watch wrestling, and just don't make any sense, and but Seth Rollins and CM Punk and Roman Reigns, it this doesn't even make any sense because like they just don't have anything, and there's no reason for to just be in a WrestleMania match, and it just really doesn't. I really don't understand how we got here or why we're here, and it's just. You would really think that you would want to keep these guys. It just doesn't make much sense. There's just no logical sense in the
Except that all three of them have hated Seth and Roman have hated each other with a vicious hatred for going on 8 years now, 5, at least 5.
We'll 5. Well, don't forget, we'll go 5 because they did reunite the Shield.
That little Shield reunion, but that was, that was more than 5 years ago. Now, because AEW was that was before Moxie, like that was before Ambrose even left. So it had to be like 6 years ago, right? Because he showed up very early in AEW.
Yeah, he was at the very first pay-per-view.
Yeah. So that's and AEW was 2019, so it was pre-pandemic.
He doubled arm DDT'd Hangman or Chris Jericho on the poker chips.
Yeah, so that was 2019. So yeah, it's been 5 years at least since that happened because that was the last thing he did in WWE. So there was that, and then Seth Rollins.
It wasn't the last thing. Don't forget he got brutalized by Baron Corbin.
Oh yeah, we were there. We were there for that.
I wasn't. You were.
Oh no! Did he get brutalized by?
It was Baron Corbin. Because they did with the railing and backstage, and
was that Corbin or was that Drew? No, it was Corbin. You're right.
Yeah, it was Corbin.
It was Corbin.
Yeah.
Who also has been released.
Yeah.
Fucking what a waste.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a talent.
Did you see his tweet this week? It was real funny. It was for this Jey Uso tag team match today with the mystery opponent out of Glasgow, Scotland. And Tom Pestock fucking retweeted it, and he said, "Hey man, put me in, coach. I'll be." And then he went, "Oh wait, this is awkward."
I think the man himself has so much charisma.
Yeah.
Like he's
a great Instagram follow.
The best. He's a better Instagram follow than like 90% of the roster, minus like Drew McIntyre, who is the best Instagram follow by far. But like,
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and just have to agree to disagree.
He's number like 2 or 3.
I believe that there are some far better Instagram follows on the main roster.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you're not a gooner, I guess you're being a gooner. Like, I mean, you can follow. I mean, Rhea's a better follow. Let's be fair.
I mean, Samantha Irvin was a great follow when she was on the roster. Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry her music's not any good. It's real hard. It's real hard to be at the point where it's like, she was the best ring announcer of all time. And she's like, I'm leaving to focus on my music. And I'm like, wow, this is mid as fuck. I could do this in my basement. Fuck.
So outside of Dave's shitty take, let's talk about what is seemingly going to be the night one main event. Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus Roman Reigns.
I mean, they sold this to me on Friday in like one segment, but like this has been building. Like Seth and CM Punk just fucking killed each other in a ring, and then Roman showed up, ripped Seth out of the ring.
Mind you, he was wearing a extremely limited, unreleased Nigel Sylvester Nike collaboration, Jordan 4, the Brick by Brick, which I proceeded to take a giant, big, fat, stinky L on in not one, not two, but 3 separate places on Saturday morning. So thanks, Roman, for rubbing it in that you have a Jordan brand deal and I don't. So,
well, I mean, your wallet thanks you, maybe. I don't know. I'm a bad person because I would have been like, "Fuck yeah, you got him!" Like I'd have been there for you. I'd have been like, "Yes, yes."
Yeah.
And even in your size, like shit. What are you like a 13?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. Like, how does that sell out?
Because they're the more rare pairs. Because there's also a lot of guys that like shoes that have big feet also.
Well, you should kill them.
Well, then I would be in jail.
Well, I mean, discreet.
We're on death row.
All right, fair enough.
And then I would have to order a T-bone steak, medium rare, asparagus on the side.
Really, you'd go with asparagus?
That's from Law Abiding Citizen. Whenever he stabs him in the fucking neck with the
Christ,
with
I
the
just got shit from the other room for giving you shit about asparagus. I've given some terrible takes tonight. The first shit take that I got shit from was being like, "Fucking asparagus, really?" That's what I got shit from.
Well, nothing wrong with asparagus. Asparagus is nutritious and delicious, and it makes your feet smell funny.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at her.
Very rich in antioxidants and
so many antioxidants. It's not fair. It's not fair.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, these guys, like, I can't wait to watch. I hope they really lay this shit in, and they actually like what the end of the Royal Rumble was between these guys, where like they just beat the absolute dog shit out of each other. That's what I hope this is, because they've been building this now for like major pay-per-views, and Walt's scratching the underside of his dick right now.
No, my belt buckle was digging into my belly,
Oh,
because I got that Dunlap syndrome.
I don't. Why? Who wears belts? Fuck that.
I mean, I don't have a butt, so
I don't either. But
my pants don't stay up, so I need a belt to keep my pants above my butt.
You're sitting down.
My non-existent butt.
You're sitting down.
I am right now, but I was standing up a little while ago.
Take it on. Sit down. There you go. Attaboy. Oh, look at that. We got Big Mommy Cool versus Lyra Valkyria here. What's going on now? Got a little bit of an Intercontinental title match here.
Did you just say
Big Mommy Cool? Yeah. Look, Raquel is not cool, and it's hard.
How dare you?
It's hard for me.
How dare you disrespect the goddamn good name of Big Daddy Cool Kevin Nash Diesel?
That's what she calls herself, is Big Mommy Cool. Dude, oh my God. Okay, I saw a clip today. Do you remember when Kevin Nash was chasing Conan and Rey Mysterio through the backstage of WCW, and Rey and Conan jumped in a lowrider truck, but just at that moment, a fucking like they didn't clear the backstage, and a fucking limo pulls up, and like they can't go anywhere, and Big Kev tries to get in a car to like chase after him, and that's the end of the segment. But like this limo fucks the shot up, and like nobody goes anywhere. So like Kev like is going to like pull this dude out of the car so that he can like steal the car and chase them. Then he looks up and like notices that truck is still there because there's a limo touching it, and like he just stops what he's doing very gently and walks over like and just starts hitting Rey. It's fucking great. It's one of the best WCW. It's one of the best WCW things I forgot about. But when I saw it, I was like, "Oh my god, that's when Rey Mysterio was a heel, and for some reason Kevin Nash was a babyface chasing Conan because Rey and Conan were. Conan's never been a face. Like I don't care. Like Conan's never been a face. It just unbelievable. Like just the shit that like the uncoordinated shit. As far as how uncoordinated AEW is, WCW was 10 times less coordinated, and that's why Dynamite is actually I see what you're doing, and that's why Dynamite is actually going to get more episodes than Nitro, and we're going to hit that this year.
Orale, Holmes.
Exactly.
Oh, Conan was the man when he was in the Wolfpack NWO.
And then it became the LWO.
The LWO. They're really trying hard to get that shit over, man. In WWE,
It is so not over.
it's like just
not fun.
Like it's not good.
It's bad. Most of what Ray's done in WWE has been bad, and I hate to say that, but it's the truth.
I saw a TikTok this week. Speaking of segments that have gone awry, was the production values of AEW, and it was like not the production truck cutting to Christopher Daniels fucking too soon, and he goes so that he had just gigged himself, right? But like they flipped to him, and he's supposed to be a bloody mess, and he's sitting there on live TV, punching himself in the face, and then realizes, oh shit, the red light's on, and he's just like, oh my goodness.
I mean, that's 100% the truck. Like, if you're gonna do that, train these fucking people. And I realize that like corporate training's not a thing most places. It still needs to be in wrestling. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm actually not sorry. I'm very much not sorry. And if you're gonna cut the corners there, I hope you fail, because I'm very much not sorry that you're really shit at your job, that you don't train people to not put the camera on the guy who's supposed to be bloody and dead, punching himself in the face to make himself look bloody and dead in front of a live studio audience. Like, just fucking spend the money there.
Hey, did
let Chris Jericho go?
Did Moxley bleed in that match on Wednesday?
I mean, he certainly did after he took Spike to the back. No, he was not bleeding from the face. I'll put it that way. His back was obviously because of that thing, but no, he didn't gimmick himself. He landed on nails.
Huh.
And that bled. So yes, I mean he was bleeding. That bled because it
sure did. Like, I mean, I saw his skin twist.
That's uncomfortable. That's an uncomfortable,
like this.
Yeah, it was. It's like it missed in a weird way that like they had to pull it out to like. I hope he gets an infection. Honestly, I hope he gets infected. I hope he gets an infection from that, because like, what a dumbass! What a stupid thing to do. And like, somebody needs to be the poster child for don't do this shit. And he's really trying to be that guy.
Well, I mean, he blades on a back body drop.
Like, I hope he's up on his tetanus shots. I'm sure he is. He'd be dead otherwise, or just be feed your brother's jaw locked up, I guess. But like, can we just stop being stupid? Like, it's so stupid. Why? There was. First of all, that spot made no sense in this whole match, especially because he retained. Like, we kind of stopped the match to kind of pick that shit out of his back, and then the match continued while he had little.
What was What was the rated R Chooch doing while they were
Standing
pulling?
around like a dipshit, like just lay in there, because like that suplex took every last bit out of him. And then they got back up and started punching each other after they picked the spike out.
Yay, boo! Yay,
Yeah,
boo!
it was like I didn't think about it too hard while it was happening, but if you actually like if you watch it in like 2 in the afternoon and nothing else is going on and you're just like really focused on like the logic of what the fuck is going on now, you'll watch that and go, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Why did we stop the match for 5 minutes to pick a stupid spot out of John Moxley's back?
Well, I mean, we stopped the match to put a staple in fucking Finn Balor's fucking forehead.
This was worse than that because that was an accident.
Oh, speaking of, I saw a report today. Maybe it was yesterday, talking about Vince McMahon wanted Finn Balor, the Demon, to win. And then the original plan was for the Demon, Finn Balor, to beat Edge in Hell in a Cell. And Edge supported the idea, and then Vince changed his mind at the last minute.
Well, I mean, that's what killed Finn Balor. That was the beginning of the end. He's a fucking loser last week, too.
It's coming.
I mean, is it? After he hasn't won a fucking match in 2 years.
Yeah, he was just tag team champion.
He hasn't won a singles match in 2 years.
Well, I mean, if you're going to argue, you got to be specific. I mean,
all right. A singles match in like 2 fucking years. He's beat nobody.
I'm just saying, you're over here debating like Grandpa Joe.
I feel like Adam Pearce has a better chance at this point.
Oh, shit.
Grandpa Joe? Who's the fuck's Grandpa Joe?
Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe. Okay, Joe Biden. All right. Look, Joe Biden is hanging out on a beach with more money than you and I have ever seen in our lives.
Yeah, probably surrounded by a bunch of teeny boppers and Speedos.
Not even. They don't even have clothes on.
He's on the list.
It doesn't matter. He's going to die on that. He's not leaving that beach. He's going to die on that beach.
I mean, he might be dead already. We don't know.
He might be. We don't. I haven't seen him. He's probably dead.
The best Sleepy Joe segment of his presidency was when he fell off the bike in the crosswalk. Don't at me.
That was great. He fell a lot, actually. He was only president for 4 years, and he fell a lot. That's a guy that falls every day.
I feel like he fell on national television at least once a month.
Yeah. For 4 years.
Yeah.
How much I run into it, like chairs and stuff.
It's 96 nationally televised falls.
Yeah, it's a lot. It was a lot. It was a problem. Look, I don't like to watch old men fall. If Trump would fall down, I'd be like, okay, like he's the exception. But like, I didn't enjoy watching like Mitch McConnell fall down, right? Like that wasn't like, I didn't have fun with that. I don't enjoy watching old people fall down, but
I do.
You don't know us at all. We laugh when old people fall. But shout out to Sum 41 for being the hardest fucking group ever. Anyway, man, you know,
Hey.
I hope that he's just doing whatever the fuck and being cool, because I don't know. I miss Joe Biden already. I miss $5 eggs. Now we got $8 eggs. I miss $5 eggs.
Well, we have $8 eggs because of bird flu.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. A lot of people voted for Trump because of the $5 eggs. So now we have $8 eggs. Sure could go for a fall down and a $5 12-pack of eggs right now.
Yeah, but I'll take my $2.55 a gallon gasoline.
Fucking shit's still $3.50 here.
Yeah, well, it sucks to be you, bub.
Okay, fine. It sucks to be me. Fucking still $3.55 here.
I haven't put gas in the Purple People Eater in 4 weeks.
You must be living large. Not to take it off. Not to take the show off rails, but to go from like an hour plus commute back and forth every day to like Oh shit, I can be there in 10 minutes. Fucking you must be like, I spent how much on gasoline?
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
Like I put an additional $100 in my fun money every single week that would have gone into gas.
Yeah,
I've bought so many shoes this week.
I'm sure you did.
So many shoes this week.
See, that would have been fossil fuels. Not only are you doing that, you're saving you personally are saving the whole goddamn environment.
So many shoes.
I know. And I'm so happy for you.
I'm
You're gonna have to build a new shelf behind you to display these gorgeous things.
Oh, please hold.
Please hold.
How do I do this?
Walter is currently showing us his shoes. He's bought so many this week, and it's good for him. Honest to God, like I am. Nobody is a bigger supporter of this than me. Like I am the biggest fan of wasting money in the history of people who waste money. He did. Oh my God, I'm in such trouble now. She heard it. She heard me. People wasting their own money, not mine. Okay. Anyway, so oh boy, here we go. We are getting this is that backstage WWE treatment that like we shouldn't be privy to, and like they chase everybody down those special corridors. What's happening? That was so we saw that. That was the cubby.
Yes. Yes, it was.
That's the cubby.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. That was the cubby.
Yes.
Beautiful cubby, by the way. Did you build that?
No, I just bought those.
You bought it no, I'm in the cubby.
Yeah, I bought the sneaker boxes and stuff.
Oh, those are stacked boxes. That's
Yes.
not like sorry.
They have like doors on the front. Yeah, pretty high tech stuff. Yeah.
They're like magnetized or they click together?
They click.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So so the thing here is, man, the internet. All right, I just don't understand. Is we travel into WrestleMania. Oh God, my wife just sent me terrible news. But why doesn't the internet like Jey Uso?
Honestly, because he's popular and he sells a lot of T-shirts, and like they can't buy they don't have a Yeet T-shirt.
Yeet, bro, those Yeet T-shirts. When I was on there buying my big SOB shirt, which was on sale by the way for $24.97. I got the olive green one with the orange mountain on it. That was the one that I wanted. It'll match the new pair of Jordan 5s that are in the mail. They might be here on the same day, which would just be serendipitous.
Sure would be. And then you could wear it to work.
Yeah, probably not though.
Well.
So, there are so many colors of the Yeet shirt. There's blue ones and green ones and pink ones and white ones and purple ones and yellow ones and black ones. Jey Uso is printing money.
Yeah. Which is why he's going to be the champion.
Yes.
Hulk Hogan was 100% worse than Jey Uso is in the ring. But Hulk Hogan still sells merchandise 50 years later. 50 years fucking later. He was a bad wrestler 50 years ago, and he still sells merchandise.
When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
You're telling me the guy that fills arenas and gets fucking people to yeet and makes more money on T-shirts than anybody's made since they were Stone Cold Steve Austin?
What?
Shouldn't be the goddamn fucking champion?
What?
I don't know, man. It's like the internet forgets that like pro wrestling's
supposed to be fun.
Yeah. It's pro wrestling and it's supposed to be fun. It's not.
I think sometimes we forget pro wrestling is supposed to be fun.
I mean, but it's also like a merit-based system too, in a way where it's like if you're drawing money, like fuck what I think, right?
I drew a kitty cat.
Yeah, exactly. If I drew a kitty cat, you're drawing fucking $1 million every time you walk into an arena in t-shirts. Like, let's be fair here. Like, we're not the same. It's not the same thing.
One
You
of
walk
these
into a
things
t-shirt and
is
go,
not like the
"Yeet,"
other.
and like you sell $1 million in merchandise. Like, that's why wouldn't we put a gold belt on you and sell a shirt that says "Yeet" with a gold belt also on it? Like,
Or why can't we create a custom gold yeet belt
to sell for $400 a pop?
that the internet will gobble up?
Absolutely. And Walter will put on that tree behind you.
No, probably not. I haven't bought a
Anyway.
belt in a while.
That's fair. But still, I'm just saying, somebody will put on a Christmas tree. I'm sure.
So I had to do a Teams call last week, and we were all lit up back here, just like I am for every show. And you ever get to take your Christmas tree down? No, it lives there. It has color changing lights. I just don't know where the remote is because I really wish those lights were green because it's March and St. Patrick's Day. But my kid hid the remote. And I don't know where it's at.
It's fair. Shout out to the kid for hiding the remote. It's red forever. Isn't there like a button on the tree that you could click?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No, sir, there is not.
Like every one of those I've had, there's a button on the tree that if I lose, when I lose the remote, because it looks the same as every other remote, but for some reason those other remotes don't work for that specific thing. You go,
Yeah.
There we go. Now we're on green. Like I'm literally sitting in front of like 3 things that I've lost the remote for that I changed the color manually on.
Yep, no, not a thing. So, it is what it is. So, but I just don't understand the hate. Like, the man is over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, big time over. And he has the ability to put an ass at every 18 inches. And when his music hits, ooh, so
it's just me, Oos.
Everybody comes unglued.
Yeah.
And that's what's supposed to happen. I don't understand the hate. A lot of people I've seen have thrown around the word hack.
I mean, guys, we're like 15 or 16 years deep now.
Yeah, and doing it at a pretty high level for 15 or 16 years.
Yeah, for that whole time.
Part of one half of the greatest tag team in the history of tag team wrestling, if you want to ask my opinion.
Yeah.
And now he's on a massive solo run that, quite honestly, he deserves to be on.
And honestly, is maybe a little overdue. Like we're on a run where the guy should have probably should have had this last year. It's just the timing didn't line up, but he's going to get it now. And I think he's just as hot as far as merchandise is concerned. Like, somebody tried to argue with me on Twitter where it's just like, oh, it's a ratio, bro. And when he was citing the a recent YouTube a YouTube video where it had more dislikes than likes, and I'm like, buddy, you're like, the internet's not the real world. Like, you don't like, I realize I'm telling you this on the internet, but like, the internet's not the real world. Like, there's kids who don't have access to YouTube because they're not 13, but they own Yeet shirts. There's adults who couldn't give a fuck about what anybody who posts about wrestling online cares about, but when Jey Uso shows up, they put a smile on their face and they watch. And like, every other metric points to that. a lot of metrics are pointing to the internet just being a salty bunch of bitches and real life not being what the internet is. And we're starting to make that turn. And pro wrestling is no different than the rest of than video games or television or movies or anything else like that. Like, there's going to be movies that have been drug on the internet that are literally going to make a gazillion dollars. Wicked being the most recent example of that is that, like, the internet was like, what the fuck is going on? But meanwhile, it made $3 billion, whatever the fuck it made. Like, it made a lot of money. And it's like, there's going to be more. Like, they've already just decided we're going to make money and there's going to be more. So I feel like this is sort of the first, like, sort of tearaway of, like, what real wrestling and wrestling fans and things are versus what the internet thinks. And the internet's just falling off and it's like, oh, we don't know what's going on. Oh my God. And, like, this is the trajectory we're on, right? Like, wrestling's tearing away and growing. And, like, the internet fan base is like getting smaller and smaller, or just, like, the loud parts are, like, getting lesser and less. And, like, I don't know. And Jey Uso is the prime example of, like, a guy who's going to get when Jey Uso wins the world title off of Gunther, the roof is going to explode off of that place. Like, Hulk Hogan just beat Yokozuna.
That's a bad comparison.
Okay, fair enough. Like, Hulk Hogan just beat the Ultimate Warrior.
But that didn't happen.
Oh, right. Like, Hulk Hogan beat Randy Savage?
Don't remember that happening either.
It did. And Hulk Hogan also beat Yokozuna.
At WrestleMania 9, that was an outdoor. That was Vegas also.
It was. And the arena erupted.
Yeah, but it should have never been.
Right, but, like, I mean,
that's not going to work for me, brother.
All right, you're right. Okay. Do I need what other Hulk? What else did Hulk Hogan do?
I mean, he beat Andre the Giant.
I already said that. He beat Ric Flair.
Woo! Yeah, Starrcade.
All right, WCW.
Nobody happened in WWE.
Nobody cared. All right, so Hulk Hogan sucks, and he's a bad example. Let's go.
Have you seen the video of Mark Henry hosting the disco night at the the wrestling music disco that's overseas?
I know what that is, but no, I didn't see the clip.
So he's the DJ, he's hosting, and he starts playing Hogan's music.
Does everybody boo?
Yes. So much so that he turns it off, and then they start a "fuck Hulk Hogan" chant.
Yeah. I mean, when you're a bad person your whole life, eventually that's going to come back. And, man, it took a long time for him to reap what he sowed. But, man, is it here now.
Well, I think some of that, brother, is because of the political views, brother. Pat McAfee's like, yeah, that, and maybe some other things too.
Maybe everything else. Pat, who is very non-political, which I love about Pat McAfee. Very, like, I don't care who comes on my show. Anybody can come. Let's go. Oh, I get a president. I get a presidential candidate. I get Hulk Hogan. I get fucking Brock Lesnar, Bill Goldberg, and literally anybody. Vince McMahon, anybody, literally any human. Pat's just gonna pepper him with questions, act like he's stupid, and, like, do something funny, and it's gonna be great. And, man, he buried none of those people. Buried Hulk Hogan like 10 feet under. Pat is just still like, what? Fuck this guy. Pat's like, yeah, maybe in a bunch of other things. And then he moved on quickly. And it was like I don't know that Hulk knew at the time.
He definitely figured it out by the end, because Pat did that to him like 3 or 4 different times.
But like that one was the most egregious one. Like the one who was like, well, I think it's political too. And he just fucking and a bunch of other things. And then moved right the fuck on. That one was the most egregious. And, like, what was hard, because like looking back at, because obviously we were commenting on all of this as it was happening live at the time too. Like the Undertaker received no such hate, despite doing more or less politically the same shit. Received no such hate.
Yeah.
Not a drop of it. In fact, except for me. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person who was like, fuck this guy for doing that, and fuck that. That's a shit take. Don't fucking do that. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one.
Maybe.
I've not seen any others. It was just me.
I mean, maybe.
So maybe he got a little like baby dropper of drip, and it was just me. I was that drip. But Hulk Hogan gets a fucking Niagara Falls worth of hate. Which, if you're not aware, is billions and billions of gallons versus
billions and billions of gallons of water.
Did you notice my Tony Khan? Anyway.
Oh.
Like they're advertising the Undertaker's One Dead Man shows right now. Because nobody hates him. You know what they're not advertising? Anything Hulk Hogan. Because it's boo! Boo! Boo this man!
Well, bud, I think we're just at the point in time where we've got one last final little piece of business. And I think we all know that is the world famous One Fall Wrestle Call. Oh, my goodness gracious. Let me try that again. World famous One Fall WrestleCast Match of the Week.
Mine is begrudging. And I need to say this out loud. Mine is begrudging. Because I wanted it to end differently. Except I knew it was going to end this way. Yet somehow, I still fucking loved it. My match of the week is Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor in their Intercontinental title match. Because...
Not even close, bud. You 100% correct. It's not even close.
Because it had all those pro wrestling things, right? Some people got involved. Maybe they helped Finn. Maybe they didn't help Finn. Maybe Braun's just too big. Maybe he's just too good. And maybe when everything was over, Penta and Braun were standing there pointing at each other. And that's what leads to whatever our main event is tonight. It's not nearly main event time on Raw if you're watching us live. But that's the main event tonight. Is, again, Braun Breaker defending his Intercontinental Championship on a weekly program against a very, very interesting competitor in Pentagon Jr. or Penta, as we know him in WWE. But the match was fantastic, and it had all this extra pro wrestling tropes weaved in there, and it was just, I loved it. It was good. I hated the end. I don't know, but it's like, it's one of those things that, like, you make me come back. Why you make me come back for this? Why you do this to me? Damien, why you do this to me? Like in The Exorcist. So I feel like I'm living in The Exorcist right now, and that's what happened.
Yeah, no argument for me. That was definitely the best match of the week. Not even close. I do agree with your sentiment that it should have, I would have liked to have seen it end a little bit differently, but they definitely had a banger of a match, and I'm assuming that Braun Breaker and Penta had a great match earlier this afternoon, and I will watch it after my meeting in 35 minutes. So
I hope. So I would have wished, if I could fantasy book for a hot minute, I wish Finn would have won, and then they could have put it right on Penta this week, and Finn could have been a champ for a week. I'm fine with hot potatoing it. And even if it was due to dastardly means, and then Penta shows up and is like, "You're my problem," and then like even if that gets kerfucked and like it becomes a 3-way match at Mania or whatever, like there were better ways to do it. And like in my head, I booked so many fun ways to have this match, as far as the end was concerned. But the match itself, God, mwah.
I'm sorry, my brain just rebooted.
That's it.
But it was but then you would have just complained that he won and lost.
I mean, but at least he won, and I feel like he hasn't won in a long time.
Yeah, all right, I'll give you that.
It's been a long time.
I'll give you that. So, all right, bub. Well, gotta hurry up and skedaddle. Hey, if you're still hanging out with us, man, we appreciate you. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. We greatly appreciate it. Maybe even consider subscribing. Check us out wherever you enjoy your favorite podcasting platforms. That didn't make any sense, but hey, I'm a human being also.
We're on Spotify too. God damn it!
Yeah, we are on Spotify
you pay
too.
for Spotify.
I don't pay for Spotify.
I pay for Spotify. I have for like 12 years. It's great.
I'm sure that it is. I used to pay for it. So, but yeah, check us out over on Twitter and Instagram at @1_follow WC. That's ONE. And as always, thanks for hanging out. It's all love. We'll catch you next week. One Fall WrestleCast. This motherfucker said friend of the show, Derek Wright. I died.
I mean, it's been like more than a